In this episode, we're going to dive into the conflict between wanting to live life on your terms and then awakening enough to realize you need to leave a broken system in society. That with your awakening, with your desire to live your truth, you might exit the workforce or exit the public education system or exit Western medicine and healthcare and so on. What to do about this awakening process that happens when you start to live for yourself, and how to apply it to something in your life right now. This is a big topic. I see it with my clients all the time. I see it in my own life. I see it in private messages that I get from people seeing my posts. It's just everyone questioning what the heck is going on, what is true for me, and do I want to be part of these systems that are happening in society right now? Or should I exit them and maybe go into a new system or create my own system? So I'll back up. This podcast is all about living life on your terms. So not anyone else's terms, not taking a pre-filled out map and then living your life according to what other people want. But it's really about that very audacious sovereignty of personal responsibility and power to do what you feel is right. And what that means is when you're acting on your truth, it means that you're going to become increasingly more awake, more aware, more in tune with what's true for you. And you're going to have some serious holy shit moments. Like, I'm just going to tell you that this path to live on your terms is littered with awakenings, dark nights of the soul, spiritual crises, massive transformation and breakthrough, ultimate successes. And you do not know what order these beautiful things are about to come to you. And so I will say, if you're living on your terms, I guarantee it that you're going to exit at least one broken system in society at some point. I really believe it's inevitable because as we awaken, we kind of let go of all the things that are holding us down, or the things that we just took at face value, or because we trusted people, or because we are in these narratives in society so deeply. These things have been built into us over decades, over hundreds of years. And we start to awaken to say, I don't know if this is true for me. Oh no, I'm about to change my life. Here we go. So of course, as I'm sharing this, you're probably realizing it's going to be a shift first in your mindset. So something's going to happen. Let's just take an example of my kids. So I've got two kids, a 3 and a 4-year-old. So they're just going to be kind of entering what you would call school in the next year. And Chris and I have both gone through the traditional public schooling for our life. So we went through high school. We both got bachelor's degrees and master's degrees. And we did that very traditional schooling where the teacher lectures at you in front of the room. You have to answer what the teacher wants to hear, copy for the test, regurgitate information. And even if you have like some genius inside of you, like I was a writer, Chris is exceptional at math. Our genius inside of us, they only wanted us to do that genius for like 5% of our schooling life. And we had to learn all these other things and try to get good grades at them, or at least be average. And I think for most people, honestly, if we really admitted it, it didn't work for us. And what are we going to do for our kids? Like, are we just going to send our boys just back into that system? And as Chris and I have been kind of waking up and on our own journey, literally, I think it was about 9 months ago from today's August 2023, I discovered the Acton Academy. It's called the Acton Academy. It's founded in Texas. And I had a fucking crazy explosion of my brain in realizing that I found the answer to my question. The answer to the universe that I've been putting out was, please help me. How are we going to educate our kids? Because we're not going to send them to a public school or even a private school. Are we going to homeschool them? Because I thought people homeschooling, nothing personal, guys, we're like hillbillies in the South and see our limiting beliefs on stuff. Like, whoa, that's a crazy idea. And I coach people in the South in the US. I I coach people from like very humble upbringings, and I love everybody. But I have this like weird belief that homeschooling is somehow for weirdos. And Chris and I thought, we're going to homeschool our kids? Whoa. Well, it's on the Acton Academy. Long story short, you need to go watch a YouTube video on it. They do two things. They basically said we questioned how school was being done. We didn't believe in that philosophy, but we do believe in education. We believe in educating our kids. So they follow the Socratic method, which is there are no teachers. There are only guides, so people guiding them. And the guides are not allowed to answer a question or lecture a student, give a lecture in front of a classroom, or they will be fired. You cannot answer a question from a student, and you cannot lecture, or you'll be fired. So they create these simulations. They'll obviously create these like learning experiences for the children, but the kids themselves have to discover the answers. The kids themselves have to go down the rabbit hole. There's a lot of personal autonomy for their own learning. And really the goal is to support people to learn how to think, get excited about learning, and also pursue deeper and deeper into their own genius, like the things that they really like, they can bring into every single simulation and make it their own. So when we talk about life on our terms, we're going to seriously be hit over the head with questioning all the existing current structures and systems around us. It is going to happen. And then, I'm sorry, but once we awaken, there's no way back. Like there's only forward momentum. So if we dropped the public education system, like the way education is for 95% of children in the world, and we're going to exit that, well, we're definitely in a minority, but we're not alone. And we discovered Acton Academy, and they're set up all over the US, and actually they have a lot of locations around the world. And that we started to find our tribe that was more aligned in our mindset, our philosophy, how we want to raise our kids, and so forth. And so I hope what you're getting from this is that it's okay to challenge things. It's perfect to awaken. You're going to awaken on this path if you really go deep in the work, if you're really, getting the coaching, the spiritual direction, the support of your inner life. You're going to have these realizations that you never had thought you would even experience before. And they're perfect. And also, I define life on our terms as acting on our truth. So not just having truth. Truth is in the energy realm. Truth is this like huge, massive, like bodily experience. If you ever like feel like something's so true to you, you just feel it, right? It's there. It's palpable. But we don't want to live our life with this truth like pushed down inside of us and not actually bring it out into the world, and bring it out like as this seed that we can plant to say, hey, we can make things different. We could exit this system and make it better. And I want you, this is why I'm doing the podcast, is to get you to act on it, to have become aware of that truth and then act on it. So of course, we're never really exiting society because we are a collective whole. We're all one. We may be leaving participation or buy-in from one way of doing collective society, but we're not actually leaving the collective. We're just actually starting something that might be actually good for the collective. Yeah, for the highest good to our children, the highest good to ourselves, the businesses, the way the world needs to be in 50 years. And so it's a mindset shift to say, wow, I might be leaving something that most people are not going to do. And I definitely know that most people look at me with 10 eyes when I tell them my kids are going to go to an Acton Academy. But I have such faith and trust in myself and belief in that my kids can be great learners in a different way that I don't care what people think. I actually invite people to like check out what's happening, to at least say, you know what, there are still alternatives because some people dared to take their idea and build one Acton Academy in Texas years and years ago. Other broken systems, it depends what you define as broken. They could be that are on healthcare. So in Western medicine, I challenged Western medicine when I was 19 years old, when I had an eating disorder. So I met a Reiki healer, a shaman, a psychic, a nutritional healer, functional medicine woman. I don't even know. Rose, her name is Rose. I love you, Rose, if you're listening. And she just like she like hit me over the head with a baseball bat, like metaphorically, about that Western medicine was not going to heal me. Like I knew that as a huge truth, spiritual truth. Boom. That doctor in the white lab coat giving me a pill to heal my eating disorder was not the way. And I thought, oh my God, what is the way? So I started to discover Eastern medicine and functional medicine. And I dove into all that. And I exited largely the healthcare system. Like I think I'm very healthy. I definitely think that there's some genetics or luck in that. But I work damn hard with Eastern medicine practices and a whole life well-being modalities to be super healthy, because I don't want to be in the healthcare system. And if I do, I'll go to a naturopath and I'll do everything I can, including the births of my 2 boys. I had no medication. I had natural births for both of my babies. And if I was in America in that system, I would have definitely had an epidural, because my mindset was you have an epidural when you give birth. And that was challenged from an osteopath in London who just said, I don't know, maybe that system's not for you. Maybe it's not the way. So I'm here to say, as I close this episode, is the systems that we're in, our taxes, our country, our healthcare, education, and work, just take a pause and pick one to say, I don't know, let me see what's really true for me. Because you're in these systems, because you're already opted in when you were born. You're just in them. And then it's going to take you, as you pursue your life on your own terms, and standing on your own 2 feet, to say, what do I want now? I'm going to choose how I'm going to pursue and move forward. And so are any of them not working for you is my question to you. Are any of them not as good as you'd like them to be? And what will you do about it? In conclusion, you have the power of choice. You always have the power to choose what you buy into, what you pay for, what you participate in any aspect of society. And it also means you have the choice to exit any of those aspects that aren't right for you and enter into things that might be even better for you. And I truly believe better for the collective whole, and for the progression and awakening of society as a whole. So life on your terms. You may find yourself in the minority. Hello and welcome. That's okay. There are many more of us out there once you make the leap. And trust me, after you take that leap, you will find everything that you're looking for. I truly hope that this episode inspired you, created new ideas, new breakthroughs for you. And I hope that you can apply something in your life today. Maybe you listen to a podcast or re-listen to this episode, or drop me an email if you got any questions. I would love to hear more from you. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. A big thank you for listening to this episode. I truly hope you got what you needed. If you want to get more from me each week, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes or bonus content. To be notified of new episodes, workshop opportunities, and more, subscribe to my email list by heading to the link in this episode description. I'm wishing you joy, happiness, and love.